Well, for more, I'm joined by Gotz from Holtz, a policy analyst at the Open Society Foundation. Thank you very much for joining us on France 24. First of all, tell us more, if you will, about how the AfD has positioned itself over the COVID pandemic and how that has led to this infighting we're now seeing in the party.
So the AfD has been feeding on the fear of the people for the last year. They haven't been able to make a dent in German politics, so they jumped on the train of anti-vaxxers, anti-mask movements, and trying to get approval from these group of people. And this is very much fueled by the AfD infighting the extreme right. The Flügel, the wing, has been dissolved, but the right-wing extremist tendencies and structures are still apparently there, and they're coming up now and then during the party congress as well.
Well, the party's relative success back in 2017 was seen partly as a reaction to public concern about the high levels of immigration 2 years previously. Is immigration still top of the party's list?
Yeah, of course, it is still top of the party's list, but immigration is not it's not a very popular topic right now in Germany. Everything is about the pandemic. And all the AfD does is choosing the opposition position to the government. And obviously right now, the most opportunities for gaining in the polls is addressing the pandemic and the ill management of the German government during the pandemic. So they are focusing on that.
And how credible are their policies when it comes to dealing with the pandemic?
Pardon, I couldn't understand that question.
How credible are the AfD's policies when it comes to dealing with the pandemic and the economic fallout from the pandemic?
Oh, thank you. Not credible at all. The AfD is taking an anti-science stand, and what they are doing is opportunistic, antagonistic, and is not rooted in any rational policy. It's just a position that tries to feed on the fear of the people, especially in the anti-vaxxer movement and the pandemic denial movement. So that's what they are focusing on. There's no credibility to their policies at all.
Do you think then that German voters will see through that when it comes to September, and that the party will actually not do as well as it did previously?
That depends. Recent studies have shown that the management of the pandemic will be decisive for the outcomes of the Bundestag elections in September. And depending on how well it goes until then or how badly it goes, the AfD will have more or less opportunity to gain in the polls. And that really much depends on the management of the pandemic.
Gotz from Holtz, thank you very much indeed.